If you've been around me for more than a minute, you know how much I love Jeannette Walls, the author of The Glass Castle. I've read her books multiple times, taught her books, wrote about her books, and hoped for another memoir, which I'm not sure is going to happen because she's been writing novels here lately. A good friend of mine even gave me a first edition copy of The Glass Castle because she knows how much of a Jeannette Walls groupie I am. Today, we're going to talk about maybe a lesser-known Jeannette Walls masterpiece. Hi, my name is Patricia Charpentier, and welcome to episode 66 of the Life Writer's Vlog, where you can find inspiration and useful tips to help you write your life stories. Half Broke Horses is about Walls' maternal grandmother, Lily Casey Smith. Lily Casey Smith was a rough-and-tumble woman born in 1901, and she was well before her time. This was the book Walls wanted to write before The Glass Castle, but it came 4 years later. The first thing that struck me about Half Broke Horses was how Walls identified it, a true life novel. It even says that right on the cover down here. It says a true life novel. Why did she do that? Why did she mix those two opposite terms? It almost sounds like an oxymoron. A novel is fiction. True life means memoir or nonfiction. I didn't get that for a long time, and I wondered if the amazing trials and accomplishments of her grandmother were actually truthful. Maybe she labeled it as a true life novel because she wrote it as a first-person accounting from her grandmother's perspective and in her grandmother's voice. It's almost like it was ghostwritten, but Lily Casey Smith was long gone before Walls ever wrote this book. Grandma Smith died in 1968 when Walls was only 8 years old, but her spirit left a lasting impression on Jeannette Walls. Walls's mother, Rosemary Smith Walls, supplied the details of the book from the many stories she had heard from Smith and about Smith throughout her life. Stories about things Smith did that most women of that time did not do, like break wild horses when she was only 6 years old, or ride horseback 500 miles across the Southwest by herself to get a teaching job. She also drove a car when those came out and flew an airplane. Smith's attitude and beliefs were also way ahead of her time. She hated prejudice of any kind, but especially prejudice against women, Native Americans, and others who didn't quite fit the mold. This book captures short, episodic moments. Some are heartbreaking and some are laugh out loud funny, like going to the premiere of the movie Gone with the Wind, wearing, similar to Scarlett, a gown she made from her living room curtains. Her husband, Jim, played the chauffeur for her and delivered her to the red carpet in front of the theater in a banged-up hearse. That cracks me up. I can just picture that. As she got out of the hearse, all decked out, she waved to the photographers, and they snapped picture after picture, thinking she was Hollywood or some local royalty. I can just about see her pulling that off. But I still wondered why call the book a true life novel. I finally got my answer when I met and talked to Jeannette Walls in February 2023. She said she verified all that she could in the book, but because some of it came from her mother's memory, she didn't feel she could absolutely say everything in it was true. She reminded everyone that she came from a long line of storytellers. If you'd like to read about my thrill in meeting Jeannette Walls, I will direct you to a post called A Literary Geek Part 2. Tell me, have you read Half Broke Horses? And if so, what did you think about it? But whatever you do, whether you're writing a true life novel or something else, remember the only way to do this wrong is to not do it at all. If you liked what you just watched, sign up to be notified of future vlog posts and upcoming events. Use the buttons down below to share this episode on social media or with a friend who might enjoy it. Until next time, everybody, happy writing.
If you enjoyed this week's episode, you will love our Life Writers membership. Whether you don't know where to start writing your life stories, have started and stopped many times, or have been writing but want to receive feedback to make your stories better, the Life Writers membership is where you need to be. We have a Get Started roadmap, an extensive library of instructional videos, live events via Zoom, and a supportive and active community. If you want to take the stories that live in your heart and mind and put them onto the page, check out Life Writers at lifewriters.us.